Hi everyone, Jamie here. Today I'm going to go over a quick flow that is all standing at the request of my mother. Hi mom. She asked if we could do a flow that's all standing, and I can understand why. Sometimes you have your shoes on, sometimes you're at work and you want to take a break, you don't want to sit on the floor. So I completely understand. We'll get through some movement and you can start off just standing where you are. Let's go ahead and find our way onto our feet, and we're going to ground by pressing firmly into our feet and even closing our eyes if that's comfortable for you. Let's inhale into the belly, lifting through the crown of your head, taking in as much air as you think you can. Exhale from the back of your throat, an H-A-ha sound. Let's pick up all 10 toes. Feel the arches of your feet come alive. Inhale again through your nose. Belly breath. Exhale from the back of your throat, H-A-ha sound. Okay, imagine pressing your big toe down. Even if you're in shoes, try this exercise out. Pressing your big toe down, you might feel the arches of your feet come alive even further. If it's cramping, don't do it. But let's try that again with a deep breath in through the nose as slowly as you can. Exhale back of the throat. This time, let's pick up your big toe, press your small toes down to the best of your ability. The same way we have dexterity in the fingertips, we're looking for some kind of dexterity or control in our toes. And even if we're not close, I'd like you to try. So big toe up, small toes down. Inhale through your nose, into the belly. Feel it expand as big as you can. Exhale back of the throat, H-A-ha sound. Let's wiggle those toes, wiggle those fingertips too. Okay, friends, we'll bring those shoulders up to ears and bring it backward. Feeling, again, the shoulders loosen up a bit, maybe even sitting down for a while, and this can feel nice, especially on your neck. Let's bring those shoulders forward. On this next breath, let's bring both arms up overhead on the inhale. On this exhale, turn off towards your right side and looking over your back shoulder. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, turning off towards your left. Let's inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, and hands off to the side. Let's go ahead and take those wrists for a little rotation outward. Oh, it's my sleeves up so you can see my wrists. We're gonna rotate them outward, and then we'll try it again, rotating them inward. And let's focus on those joints. Let's try the ankles this time. Let's take your left foot, picking up your heel, rolling the ankles outward, and just noticing how that feels. Maybe your feet have been stuck in shoes all day, or maybe they haven't moved much. This might feel nice. As we loosen up our ankles, we might even feel this in the shins and the calves, the lower leg muscles. Let's move the ankle inward. And again, these are all things that you can do while you're standing with what you're already doing. Maybe you're barefoot, maybe you have your shoes on. I typically like barefoot, but it's not a requirement. Maybe you're at work and that's not socially acceptable yet. So we're on the other ankle and we're rotating it outward. Let's go ahead and rotate that ankle inward. Okay, so next up we can have our hands on hips, feet about hips width distance, and just getting a little movement into our body. We're gonna go ahead and turn those hips, and you can go ahead and move outward and go counterclockwise. There's only 2 directions we can go in here, so I'm not too particular on which direction you start with. We can take these circles small and move them even larger if and when you're ready. And what I love about doing gentle movements like this is it allows me to feel maybe if something's a little off, I'm able to feel it before the stretches get too intense. And for somebody who doesn't practice yoga all too frequently, or for somebody who doesn't exercise all too frequently, sometimes things can feel intense, even if they're not meant to be. Let's go ahead and rotate to the other side. tiny circles or larger circles. You can feel your hips articulate a bit. You might feel this a bit in your back, in your spine just rotating. All right, from here, let's go ahead and bring our feet nice and wide. I'm going to turn my toes out. When my toes turn out, my knees should follow. That's kind of my rule of thumb when it comes to finding alignment in our body. From here, let's go ahead and move off towards your left side. It's a lateral lunge. Now, typically when we lunge, we want our hips to sit back. Instead of our knees coming forward, we want the hips to sit back, and you should feel this in the inner thigh, in the adductors, the groin, even in the back of your legs. Those are your hamstrings. And sometimes in a stretch like this, we may feel this behind our knees. I recommend softening the knee a bit. We want to really feel the larger muscle groups reap the benefits of what we're doing. So you can hang out here and continue with those same deep breaths we did at the very start of our flow. We're just looking to get comfortable in any of these movements. We can scale them to even just a couple inches of a stretch. If that's where you feel a stretch, stay there. If you feel it better when it's lower, go there. A lot of this is going to be scalable and it's going to work in your favor. Let's go ahead and move off to the other side. I'm out here and enjoying the sun before the atmospheric river storm comes in. So I don't know how much longer we have, but I want to soak up every ounce of sunlight. So you can sit tall or stand tall and then get even lower, and just notice how it's different on this particular side. Just because we feel a certain sensation on one side, we can't guarantee we're going to feel the exact sensation just on the opposite side. So pay attention. Maybe on this side it's more in the back of the leg, the hamstrings, than it is the groin. So just take note of these differences in your body. All right, let's go ahead and work our way towards center. From here, we're going to get into a nice little squat. In the last flow I did for mom, we did something like this too. I love wide stances. It makes me feel powerful. In karate, they call it horse stance, right? In yoga, sometimes it's called goddess pose. I just love these strong, powerful terms. So go ahead and get into your wide stance position. Drop those hips so they are below your shoulders. I'm going to have you rotate your hips inward just a bit. It's called a posterior tuck. And we're going to sit low. And from here, let's go ahead and pick up your right heel. You might feel a little bit of a stretch in the arch of your foot. You might feel this engage your inner thighs. Maybe it's in your calves. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Picking up the left heel. And then we slowly come on down. Let's do that again. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, heel down. And then other leg. Inhale, heel up. Exhale, heel down. And from here, we can inhale the arms up overhead. On exhale, elbows bend. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, elbows bend. If I know my mom, she's gonna say, am I still in the squat? We don't have to be. Let's inhale, arms and legs up. Exhale, elbows and knees bend. Inhale, arms and legs extend. Exhale. All right, from here, let's go ahead and bring your hands down to the floor. And with your knees still bent, they can bend as much as you'd like, but if you can, go ahead and straighten those legs a bit to get more benefit in the back of the legs. And with the knees bending, that's our scaling option. If you choose to, you can have both hands down or even knuckles down as we're touching the floor. Let's take that right arm open towards the sky, looking up at your hand. If your neck allows, sometimes when I go through seasons of having a stiff neck, that does not feel good. So if that's you, you can just look to the side or even down. I'm good with that. This is thoracic spine rotation. That's the middle spine. And this is so valuable when you're, working for long hours, facing forward. I know we're technically still standing, right? Let's go ahead and bring that hand down. If you don't feel comfortable touching the floor, wherever you're at, you do not need to touch the floor. You can use something instead of the floor, maybe like a hard water bottle, some books, or you could just skip this portion entirely if you're really not trying to get too close to the floor. Go ahead and come on back down. All right, we're going to roll our way up. Another standing posture you can do. If you have difficulties balancing, you can come up next to a wall or a chair, whatever's nearby to assist you in what we're doing next. I'm going to invite you to place your left ankle above your right knee. So we're looking to open the outer hip. And from here, you may already feel a stretch, so you can stay right there, or you can sit down maybe a third of the way, or maybe even halfway. So if you have a wall or a chair nearby, you would simply hold on to it for balance. And what I love about a posture like this is a great way to open your hips without having to get down onto the floor. So as you stay here, give yourself time to breathe, adapt. With balancing postures too, I know sometimes the stress that comes with physical activity, it may not even be the stretch, it could be the balance. So whatever it is, I want you to breathe and breathe through it. Let's go ahead and slowly roll our way up. And some days I have better balance than others too. So just to bring it to reality for you. Let's go ahead and take that right ankle above the left knee. You can hang out here and even come a third of the way. And I have a lot of people that come to classes and this is really all they need or want, and that's okay. But over time, as you adapt to these stretches, let's say you do them a little each day, I want you to feel comfortable pushing that envelope of sensation, getting a little bit more, because it'll really benefit your body and allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper into these postures. So continue to breathe. Try to get relaxed. And we'll slowly roll our way up. Okay, let's go ahead and take it to another posture here. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. You can simply take your left leg and step back. And in doing so, we open up the hip flexor. That's a really cool aspect about stretching is it doesn't need to be fancy, but you got to get into the position and embrace it. So breathe into that hip flexor. You can take that corresponding arm up next to your ear and even lean off towards the side. So you can stay right there, feel opening, feel this into your side waist, those are your obliques, and even into your side spine. And again, you do not need to be really touching the floor for any of this. If you have a hard time balancing, you might place your opposite hand on a wall or a desk or wherever you're at. Let's go ahead and work our way towards center. We're gonna go ahead and do that on the other side. So I will turn to the opposite side. My leg that is in the back is the leg that is reaping the benefit of this stretch. But my leg in front gets to stabilize, and there's value in that too. So we'll go ahead and take that corresponding arm up, maybe leaning off towards the side, and taking some deep breaths into it. And with any of these postures, if they feel awesome for you, stay there a little longer. You don't have to move on just because I moved on. Let's go ahead and work our way back into our grounding position. Take a big inhale up into the belly and exhale it all out. I hope you all enjoyed this standing series, and I will see you all next time. Bye.